What's up guys, it's Saintsfan. Welcome back to another Grand Theft Auto 5 video. Today we're going to be doing something that might get a bit of hate, but I figured why not, just because it is kind of a downtime, nothing's really been happening, we haven't had any news wires containing any information, so I figured why not look back on the past 500 or so days that GTA has been out. And as you can tell from the title, I'm going to be talking about some of the biggest mistakes, at least in my opinion, that Rockstar made with GTA 5. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I saying that this is a bad game. I mean, obviously it's not. Just look at all the copies it sold and how many people play it. And I'm not hating on Rockstar, and I'm not hating on the game. This is just some criticism from somebody who has been playing it since day one. So I really hope that nobody leaves any comments saying how I'm not grateful or anything like that, just because I am grateful. Obviously Rockstar and their game has helped me become where I am, but again, this is just some criticism from somebody who has been playing the game and just wants to see it become the best it can possibly be. Anyway, as always with these videos, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What mistakes do you think Rockstar has done with GTA 5? And first, I'm going to start off with single player. In single player, there actually wasn't that many mistakes. I mean, for the most part, it was a really well done, single player. The story was good. The characters, you really felt for them. But there were a few things gameplay-wise that I felt that could have been better. And for instance, number one would be the insurance in the garage system in single player. After playing online, you get used to calling up a mechanic and having him deliver it to you, where in single player you can't do that. Also, your garages in single player can only hold up to 4 cars. And I think you can have more of them, and obviously the different characters, but I mean still. Most of the times, at least in single player, I would want to drive as Franklin just because that was his special ability, catered to driving. So I just wish that, the insurance or the garage system would have been better. But again, honestly, at this point, not too many people, I think, play GTA single player as much as they would play online, but that was just one of the things that stuck out from single player. Another one would be the cheats. The cheats I felt in GTA 5 were a little weak. I mean, there was like an invincibility cheat for 5 minutes. It's like, if you're gonna do invincibility, why not just have it forever? And until you have to turn it off by doing the code again. And just looking back at older games, I remember especially in Vice City, because that was the one I played a lot back in the day, there were cheats that allowed you to fly cars or have it so where everybody in the game, all the NPCs wanted to kill you, and it just, like, I don't know, it made it more fun, I guess. And I was kind of disappointed that GTA 5 didn't have these cheats. But honestly, those were the only two things really that bothered me about single player, at least. Now, if you guys have any other things you want to discuss about for single player, let me know in the comments, like I said. But moving into online, this is where we're going to get into a lot of stuff. And again, I'm not, saying that this game's bad. Obviously, it's not. But, it could be improved on certain aspects. And the first thing that I think Rockstar did wrong with GTA, and I think a lot of people can agree, is that it's just too grindy. Right now, to buy one of the top cars, you either need to pay for a shark card, which a lot of people don't want to do, or you need to play a lot of missions, because, getting $1 million or, $500,000, that's a lot of money in the game. And considering missions only pay out, a maximum maybe like $25,000 if you do them for a long period of time, then, it is going to take a while to get to that point. And kind of the same way with leveling. Now, it's not as bad, I don't think, leveling, because recently I've been playing on the Xbox One, and my character was like level 3, and I'm already almost level like 40, only playing on it for a couple of days, so I don't think the leveling is that bad. But I mean, it's still there, obviously all the big guns and stuff are at the, level 100, level 120, and even like the tanks and Pegasus vehicles, a lot of those you don't unlock until higher levels, and if they just made it easier to level up or to make money, definitely a lot more people would be enjoying the game. So that's kind of like my number one thing that they did wrong with GTA Online. Another thing is that I would have liked to seen more like activities or mini games in GTA Online. Again, going back to like Vice City, San Andreas, stuff like that. In those games, now granted, I don't know how these would work into multiplayer, but they had, police missions, taxi missions, fire truck missions, something like that. And right now we have what, golf and tennis. Like, out of all the mini games that we've seen that they cut, like golf and tennis were the ones that they implemented. And like, I don't know too many people who play golf or tennis anymore. Maybe you played it once or twice, but then you never played again. If they had some sort of, I don't know, like air hockey or ping pong or I don't know, just little stuff like that to add into your apartment, you know, that would make it better. But yeah, I definitely think adding more activities into the game would make free roam a little bit more appealing. Because right now, I mean, for the most part, free roam, everybody's just out to kill each other, basically. You know, unless there's a bounty on somebody, then they'll go for that. But for the most part, people are just out to kill each other. So if there was a way to make it more immersive, I guess, and that's kind of going into my next topic, is, you know, not using the oceans and then having animals online. And again, I don't know if animals has to do with like the servers just not being able to handle them or what, but that was one of the great things about GTA single player. You know, the animals made it feel alive, and that's especially when you're out in the north areas of the map. That's what gets you more immersed when you're out in those areas. And then the oceans, you know, not using those as much. You know, there's a lot of stuff in the ocean just from seeing in single player when you're down there on the ocean floor. I mean, there was the UFO down there. You know, there's a bunch of crash stuff. You know, and I wish that Rockstar would have made the oceans more accessible and online, because right now, like, to get a submarine, I think you just got to find it, you know, at one of the spawn points, and then there's no sub or diving gear that you can get, so it's kind of disappointing on that end. And I guess maybe at first they couldn't have done that just because on last gen, you know, when you went to the oceans, your frames dropped so much just because I guess like the hardware couldn't handle it. But that's no excuse for next gen. You know, I really do think they should have had something like that. And I mean, it would have just been, it would add a new element to the game. And that's one of the things, I guess, that you kind of miss with the older Grand Theft Auto games having islands. You kind of use the ocean more to get to the other islands or get to the other parts of the map, where in GTA 5, since it's all one connected island, you really don't use the oceans that much. And then kind of getting into just some small things that I think they kind of did a little bit wrong. But these aren't necessarily huge mistakes. You know, number one, not having as much car customization. There's a lot in the game, so don't get me wrong, but you know, there could be so much more, especially if they allowed us to do something with like the crew creator, but have like that to make vinyls and decals and stuff on our car. That'd be really awesome. Another thing, and again, this is just my own personal kind of thing that I think they could do better on, is just being too secretive about just everything they do. You know, we haven't had a word on heist in like 3 months, so just giving us a little update here and there. We wouldn't have to rely on leakers and modders and all that stuff too often. And then finally, and I don't know if this is really Rockstar's fault or if this is just a next-gen issue, but servers on next-gen are really bad. I know there's a couple of you guys who's always like, I don't have any problems, and I really envy you, because I wish I could have no problems when I'm playing, but I'm always getting into games, everybody lags out, or nobody can join, and it's just, there's so many issues. And I know other YouTubers and other people, especially when I'm streaming, they tell me the same thing. So I don't know if that's, again, next gen, because that never happened on the 360, and I don't think it ever happened on the PS3, but I don't know. That's just the final thing that I figured I would talk about. So, like I said, let me know what you guys think is some of the biggest mistakes Rockstar's done with GTA. Again, this is in no way, shape, or form bashing the game, but it's just some criticism that, you know, maybe Rockstar could see and improve on. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe for more awesome GTA content. And as always, it's your boy Saintsfan. I'm out. Peace.